Welcome back. We are live tonight at the Missouri State Capitol building, joined by Bob Priddy. You know his voice. He's news director at MissouriNet and has worked here for more than 40 years, covering the Capitol, the lawmakers, and the history of the building.
He's also a published author with a couple of books out already on this. We'll talk about one of them in just a moment. First, I want to start, though, with the current state of affairs in this building. We've heard a lot of news that it is in very bad shape. The governor has proposed spending $50 million to begin some of the repairs. That won't pay for everything. Is this building at risk of falling down on our heads tonight?
I don't know that it's at risk of falling down on our heads, but it is in really bad shape, and it needs a lot of help. More than $50 million, far more than $50 million. $50 million is going to go primarily for some new windows and to fix very bad leaks in the basement. The basement is just places that are just water that pours through when it rains. We have stalactites growing from the downstairs from some of the places. That's how bad the leaks are. So it's going to take a lot of money to put this building back to being the kind of gem that its architects and its designers and builders wanted it to be and build it to be.
We should note that we have just had the 100th anniversary of the groundbreaking for this building. A couple of years down the road, we will have the 100th anniversary of the opening of this building.
Well, a little bit more than a couple, but 2 years from now, we'll have the celebration of the centennial of the cornerstone, and then in 2024, we'll celebrate the centennial of the dedication. Dedication didn't come until several years after it was occupied. It was put off because of World War I. They planned it in 1918 and had to cancel it, and then they had to delay it, and finally got done in 24.
You know, the tour guides tell me so many people have never seen their own state capitol, and you've written a beautiful book, The Art of the Missouri Capitol in Canvas, Bronze, and Stone. What's some of that art that's not to be missed in the state capitol? It's a beautiful book.
Well, everybody, I think, is very familiar with the Thomas Hart Benton mural, and it's such an overpowering piece of artwork that's what people remember. But there are so many other things here. The Wyeth paintings on the Civil War, the statuary done by James Earl Fraser, who's best known for designing the Buffalo Nickel, or for an outstanding great statue called The End of the Trail of the slumping Indian on the exhausted horse. So many of the other artists who decorated this place, including the artists from Taos, New Mexico, were among the major artists in America at the time. Behind us in the rotunda are paintings by Frank Brangwyn from London, England. The interesting thing about that is Frank Brangwyn was never here. He did all of these paintings in his studio in London. They were brought over here and glued up.
And we are so thankful. It's beautiful. I know you could talk for hours about the history, and you have a wonderful book with more information. Thank you so much, Bob Priddy, for joining us.